Oh, alright. So, for if you guys are watching this back, a lot of my stuff I haven't had my mic turned on for the recording, and it's because my headphones are actually broken in such a way that if I move too much, then the wires cross and it makes a loud popping noise in my ear. It's really annoying to deal with. However, for this one, I'm gonna switch it back to the setup that I generally have and use that, and hopefully this will work. And if it doesn't, then my mic will probably be muted for the recordings in the receivable feature. Just so you know you don't hear the TV's audio as well. Hello? Ah shit, hang on, I gotta switch over voice over to the right thing, which would be
At squad waypoint with our mosquitoes.
Alright, say again. Hello? Tyrion.
Steel Slayer, you still have the audio bug for whatever reason. I cannot hear a thing you say. I've tried to fix it before. I want to ask somebody else to relay your stuff to me.
I'm gonna team kill you and ruin the entire
Once more, everybody land your mosquitoes at squad waypoint.
You will never know what hit you. I'm even gonna pull out a Colossus.
And if anybody wants to help me understand what Steel is saying, I cannot hear him.
I can't understand him either.
Steel?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Least how to land without crashing. That's very good.
What about
so,
now? Can you guys
looks like we are going to focus mainly on accuracy and flying at the moment, and some of the fancier stuff. For example, dodging Colossi shots, apparently. Okay, so everybody lift off. We're all going to do some flying. Head to squad waypoint. We're all going to head over there, fly low to the ground. Ordinarily, you wouldn't do this in regular gameplay, but this is just to practice dodging around obstacles and giving cover. If you're an air-to-ground farmer, this might actually come in handy.
I'm sorry, I just got shot down by a fucking scythe that was next to the warp gate for no reason.
Alright, we are actually in VR training, man, so if you want to join us...
Oh, that's where you were. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Alright. So, alright, yep. Everybody land on the ammo pads. Practice precision landing.
Hello?
Alright, looks like we got some banshees. The ground farmers are coming out.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Where is this?
One thing you will notice is that mosquitoes flip extremely easily. That is a big risk. So, if you want to land fast, here's what you do. You aim towards the ground, then you pull up and hit space to slow down. Then just tap on C to slowly lower yourself to the ground. That is the best way to avoid flipping yourself. And trust me, it'll come in handy. So when you're flying around, oh no, take off before steel crushes you. Take off. Just follow me for now. I'm squad lead.
It wasn't on
You'll notice when flying that you are operating in a weird combination of a helicopter and a plane. It's a helicopter when you're super slow and your engine's turned down. It's a plane otherwise. The best way to move around is usually to turn your plane, then move up or down. And instead of the regular side-to-side movements that you'd get from A and D keys. It's significantly faster to turn and then pitch up or pitch down. That is how you actually fly in this game. The AD key should only be used for precision movements when aiming at the ground, or another plane, if you're not a filthy banshee farmer like me.
Hello?
Alright, let's all practice following steel without getting crushed. Everybody try and stay behind him while keeping your crosshair on him. Get a little practice in dogfighting. Feel free to take some pot shots if you want to. So, spacebar and your C key, your up and down. Those are easily one of your most important tools right now. If you look up while using spacebar, you will move backwards. Down, you'll move forwards. And yeah, it's just a general thrust. It rotates with your plane, so if you hit spacebar while your plane's upside down, you are gonna just drop like a rock. Use that to your advantage if you need to get really low really fast. Okay. Let's accuracy. There is a bunch of fake planet men on the ground. See if you can hit them with, most of you are running banshees, I'm presuming. And rotate around them while hitting them with as many bullets as you can. Remember that you can use and should use AD keys for small movements, but turning and pitching up or down is the best way to make large turns. Another tactic is to circle around whoever you're shooting at the moment and staying low to the ground so that cover will break any lock-ons. I'm gonna have a little race here. I'm gonna mark a random target, and I want to see who can get into position and shoot it down fastest, okay? Everybody meet at squad waypoint. Head over there. Do not land, just get ready to turn around and mark attack target that I mark. Okay, you are to target the infantry that is closest to squad waypoint. Infantry closest to squad waypoint. Good kill. Who got it?
Onyx.
Very nice job. Alright, we're gonna get a little moving target practice. Steel, thank you for volunteering on accident. Everybody, Steel is gonna roam around. He's gonna try and weave between the trees and the vehicles. Your goal is to hit Steel as many times as you can while maintaining some altitude. It helps to hit spacebar while looking down. That keeps you in the air a little bit longer. Once more, the goal is always to be putting a little bit of upward thrust to counteract gravity. You don't want to get too low to the ground, because it is very, very easy to hit the trees, as some of you have found out already. So, once more, sharp movements you want to make by pitching up and down. That is your mosquito, just waggle it a little bit, get a feel for it, waggle it with your mouse. You want to use the space bar and that waggling to make large movements while turning up and down. See if you guys can... Alright, let's try something a little fun. Meet up the squad waypoint, get a mosquito in the air if you've crashed one. And your goal is to try and spin around backwards. You do this by holding down space, S, and turning your mosquito so that the space bar makes you spin. you want to pan down while you're doing this.
Like this, Darren?
Not practical in most places, but it is really fun to try.
It's good for spinning around towers and stuff if you're air-to-ground farming.
Little movements like that, especially the spinning, that's how you maintain your crosshair on infantry for maximum KD and salt mining. You're spinning, you're not sinking, and you can still shoot the planet man. Okay, in fact, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's go to the tower and practice spinning around that. Okay, so we've covered most of the basics of flying. For more advanced stuff, you're gonna have to look on YouTube or ask other people on the Discord.
I
am a semi-competent air-to-ground pilot, but yeah, for those of you who want to become Sky Knights who are just doing air-to-air farming, you're gonna want to go for some outside help. Try spinning around the tower while maintaining a line of sight and your crosshair on the highest balcony, where the air-to-ground turrets and the launch connect. See if you can do it in multiple directions, waggling back and forth. And if you crash your Mosquito, don't get frustrated. Flying is super, super weird in this game, and it's probably one of the highest skill ceilings in the entire game for play style. It's going to take a lot of practice to get used to how to fly, and just be very patient.
They broke the flight controls 7 years ago and have refused to fix them.
Yeah. Haven't been around to see the unbroken controls, but I'll take your word for it.
It also broke mag riders too, because they technically fly.
Agent, he's referencing the fact that this game came out years ago. You big dumb.
So, if you guys know how to switch between third and first person in vehicles, and you try flying a little bit while in third person, for doing the big spinning gestures and the more advanced maneuvers we've been going over, you usually want to be in third person. It's a lot trickier to learn at first, but the visibility it opens up is very useful in seeing where you're getting shot from and where you're going to go.
Try air braking, hold an air brake, aiming upward, and then boosting.
Yeah. Like I said, I am a relatively bad pilot. I am an air-to-ground farmer, so if you guys have any helpful advice like that, air-to-air maneuvers, it's perfectly fine for you guys to say those things.
Yeah, if you're engaging something on the ground, and then, like, say another ESF was behind you, that maneuver I described will essentially boost you forward and then flip you around to face them. It's way faster than trying to, say, disengage boost or turn around manually.
Alright, thanks for the tip, man. So, I've exhausted more or less everything I want to say on how to fly and maneuvers for flying. If anybody else wants to contribute like Rail has been doing, that is wonderful. If not, I'm going to go into recommended stuff for your loadouts. Any volunteers? Yes, no, maybe so.
I swear to God, Tyrion, I'm a sniper.
Make sure you set your regular mouse sensitivity to something moderate, but not incredibly high, and aim with the pitch. Go to turning at max speed every time.
Ooh, that did remind me. If you guys have mouses with buttons on them, besides triggers, man, call myself a PC gamer, can't even name the mouse parts. If your mouse has buttons, I highly recommend you do pitch up and pitch down to the mouse buttons. It helps a lot turning at the maximum speed available, and it is super useful when trying to make wide turns. Okay, so recommended loadouts. The standard thing that you're going to want for every single mosquito you pull is fire suppression. It is incredibly useful. It is going to save your ass more than enough times in air-to-air fights and air-to-ground fights. It'll repair you and keep you from being lit on fire. Scout radar is a possible choice for air-to-ground farmers who really want to figure out where all the infantry is, but usually you can see that just by looking. Decoy flares are not usually worth it. You're going to be dealing with lock-on TS, but it doesn't really match up to fire suppression. For those of you who are wearing routers, ejection seat allows you to just dip from the Mosquito and not take fall damage and not take its momentum either, so you'll just fall straight down and be fine. That is very useful if you're using the Mosquito for transport only, but not really in any other scenario. Okay, for the vehicle defense, typically most people would run stealth. It helps keep you hidden from people air to air and from flak and stuff like that. Just gives you a little element of surprise.
As a quick thing for stealth, everybody's automatically marked on essentially everybody's passive radar system. So if you try to come up behind somebody and known in ESF, they will see you coming on the radar. But if you have stealth, you do not pop on the radar whatsoever unless you're spotted.
Yep, my sentiments exactly. Well put, Rail. If you're not running stealth, then you should probably be running Nanite auto repair. That is semi-useful. You should be an engineer though, and you should have your aircraft synergy leveled up so that you automatically get Nanite auto repair. Okay. Oh, hold on a second. Steal semi-intel.
2 levels of composite armor will actually put your ESF's passive health up to 3,250, which is enough to survive a main shot from an MBT or a shot from a Liberator, and you'll be able to fire suppression and fly off.
Very good for air-to-ground combat. Once more, if anybody can hear Steel Slayer and translate what he's saying to me,
Please,
I cannot hear him for whatever reason.
Help me.
And tells are too slow to communicate.
I'll go in the Discord and see if I can translate for him.
I'm stuck in purgatory.
Yeah, Steel, hop in the Discord.
Airframes and stuff.
Alright, okay, perfect question. Airframes, you almost always want to be running hover. The hover stability airframe really helps keep you stable for those precision shots you'll be making on infantry and or aircraft. Believe it or not, the dogfighting airframe is not considered to be that good, but the extra boost you get from the hover stability really helps you with lots of movements. Racer high-speed airframe is also useful if you're using it for transport, but for your all-around frame you should be going for hover stability. For the horn, it's a horn, it doesn't really matter. Personally, I like the Terran Republic one, but I'm not willing to spend Daybreak cash.
Because ESFs can be damaged by...
Alright, for weapons, if you're going air-to-air, that means you're taking your Mosquito against other Liberators, Reavers, Scythes, you name it. You're typically going to want either the default Needler, that is fairly decent in air-to-air combat, or you're going to want the Rotary. That's a more close-range dogfighting thing that is very, very useful in the air as well. None of these should be used for air-to-ground except the Banshee, which is incredibly good at air-to-ground farming, but practically useless in air-to-air. Most of you seem to be running the Banshee already though, so I take it you guys need no introduction. This is what you use to farm the KD. The Locust I have not used and do not have an opinion on. If anybody does, feel free to share it.
The Locust is better against larger targets such as Liberators or Galaxies because it doesn't have any damage drop-off, so it does consistent damage across all ranges.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Locust compared to the Needler is it has a lower fire rate, meaning at close ranges you're going to be out TPS by the nose guns.
Well, there we go. Long-range weapon for taking down the larger air targets. For your wing mount, usually if you're going to air-to-air, you're going to run around fuel tanks. It's more of an advanced thing. Coyote missiles, if any of you have seen the Striker, they're the same thing. If they get close enough, they'll automatically lock on and hit an air-to-air target. Hornet missiles are wire guided, so wherever you move your crosshair, they're going to try and follow that. This is typically the air-to-ground anti-armor missiles that use. Tomcats, these are air-to-air missiles that lock on, so you have to aim them for a couple seconds and fire. The fuel tanks, they're all pretty explanatory. If you just look at their descriptions, they usually boost either afterburner capacity, recharge, or both. And for the missiles, I'm sure that everybody's going to be interested in Hellfire rocket pods. These things do a little damage to armor, and they absolutely destroy infantry. These are super useful farming tools. Enjoy them as you will.
Should be noted that there's no reason to run Hellfire rocket pods if you're also running Banshee. It's kind of redundant.
Well, there's actually one reason. If you're in a lucky position where there's no anti-air and there's an abundant amount of infantry, you can actually empty your Banshee into all infantry, switch to your rocket pods, empty that, and your Banshee will have automatically reloaded by the time you switch back. So you could theoretically get an infinite stream of anti-infantry bullets and missiles going down at all times. So in that specific scenario, good to run in both, but otherwise, fuel tanks are usually better.
My opinion on fuel tanks, actually, is that the problem for mosquitoes is that if you're running fuel tanks in Needler, if there's no air targets, you're almost completely useless against most other targets. You really won't do much against anything. So I rarely ever run fuel tanks because it's for the simple reason that if I win the dogfight and there's no other aircraft, if I have Hellfire I could start farming infantry, or if I have Hornets I could start going after tanks. But if I'm running fuel pods, all I do is just sit there in the air waiting for another aircraft.
Alright, thank you. I'm gonna have to adapt some of my own loadouts to that. And we do have one newcomer to the missile section actually, Havoc missiles. These things are designed to be used against Liberators and Galaxies mainly. ESFs a little bit, they're fairly easy to dodge though. They do a moderate amount of damage and prevent the vehicle from being repaired.
Yes.
Oh yes, Valkyries too, also Valkyries, yeah. They prevent repair on the vehicle for a couple of seconds, and so are extremely useful if the Liberator's landed and it's being repaired faster than you could DPS, or if the Valkyrie's repairing itself, or if it's a cluster of repaired galaxies. Once more, not that good against ESFs, pretty easy to dodge, and you're not really going to be timing that thing for fire suppression anyways.
Steel says that if you actually can get a Hellfire, one of the new missiles, the Havoc missiles, if you can actually clip a max on the ground with one of those, the max can no longer be repaired for the duration.
Yep.
Oh, I thought these were lock-ons. Steel, how did you figure that out?
They are lock-ons, but I guess if there's, you know, if somebody parks a galaxy or something.
Alright, in the unique situation where you manage to accidentally hit a max with air-to-air lock-on missiles, the max will not be repaired. The more you know.
Steel says apparently he was shooting at a galaxy and a max hopped out and it hit the max.
Holy shit. Did my comms just die? Hang on, I need to reset them.
This will be good.
Also, another note from Steel, if you're in a dogfight scenario, make sure you're above the enemy, because altitude has a distinct advantage. And if you're running fire suppression, wait until you're actually on fire before you activate it. Well, it does indeed give you repairs. It gives you far more repairs if you're actually on fire.
Yep, that is true for all fire suppression, actually. Great general tip for vehicles. It will jump you straight to just above burning, 20% health.
I was so close!
So, yes, you technically do get more for that.
AJ, can also give a general PSA. This applies to pretty much every aspect in the game except for armor, funnily enough. The game's code is currently kind of broken, so your fire rate is actually tied to your frame rate, so depending on how much lower your frame rate is currently than your theoretical max frame rate, your fire rate will be reduced. meaning that unless you're operating at like a few thousand frames per second, your fire rate's always going to be reduced unless you go into your config files and set a maximum frame rate. So my maximum frame rate right now is 70, for instance, and it never drops below 50. This means that in most situations I'm getting max fire rate out of my weapons.
Max fire rate is critical for TR.
Thank you.
Because we are the fire rate faction. I swear to
So if anybody has any questions or advice, otherwise I am going to be passing this on. And do we have any volunteers for lead once that happens?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Steel wants it.
Give it.
Alright, thank you, Steel. Once more, final call for questions and or advice you want to share with everybody. Can put it in chat, can put in the voice, whatever your pick is. Alright, thank you for attending my TED Talk, everybody. This has been Flying with Agentarian. If you guys want to stick around with doing all these awesome trainings, we are Astartes, ASTI, and we would love for you to come and join us on our Discord, even if you don't want to join the outfit. Good game, everybody.
Hey, Steel, you know what this kind of reminded me of?
What?
It's like your school, and they just open up a new class on something, and then there's like that one kid in the class who knows more than the teacher.
Yeah! Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So was that ops tonight? Like, that whole thing was ops?
Nah, that was just a quick flying lesson, and there's another squad up right now.
Ooh. Invite me to second squad.
We should probably mix the squads, actually, if we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna join, we're gonna make the platoon, and then we're gonna,
Do we have any other squads online to combine?
Not that I'm aware of.
Alright, since we don't have any other squads, we should probably start sending invites out on this one and get an objective down.
mm-hmm. That's what's gonna happen. Ugh. I don't understand. My mic was working earlier.
Alright, looks like Indar is the opponent currently.
That is good. I do not like Esamir anymore. I've done enough with Esamir. Could everybody join the Discord, please?
Do you think CIK is running a squad right now?
I have no doubt they are. Let me...
Let's check.
Let me see.
Yeah, because if CIK is
No, Rowan's online. They're running a squad. Alright, tell everybody I'm gonna disband and then we're gonna go to the CIK one.
We could get our squad mixed in the CIKs if they ever run.
Alright.
Just gotta check if they have like an open squad position or something.
It makes me mad.
Yep, stand by for orders. Me and Steel are getting the whole squad situation sorted out. Our current comment is obviously Indar. The alert is starting in 30 seconds, so if you want to get full cert reward, I'd recommend coming over here right about now.
Rowan's already my friend. Yeah, listen here, you little shit. Just accept the invite. Read.
So, yeah, so to those of you still in VO training, unless you're still, flying around the Mozzie or something, can you head over to Indar Northern Wargate? We're going to be grouping up there.
I'm just trying out all the different weapons for
Alrighty.
Got it.
That's
Fair
like
enough.
the alerts on Indar.
If you have any questions about Mausoletos, just ask me. I know about most of the weapons.
I've been on Indar for the last freaking hour, getting my butt kicked by the freaking.
Yeah, man. I know what you're. I know.
Yeah.
At least it's better than
Blue
Esper,
guys.
though.
I don't know, VS are shoving pretty hard too.
So how big is that CIK squad?
I don't know.
Toss me the lead, you could probably go check it out, see what's going on over there.
Well, right now I'm talking to Chrome.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, you're talking to Chrome. You're in the special Discord, aren't you?
No. I'm PMing him.
Oh, so you are in the fancy one.
Alright.
Let's get this squad organized. The members are out of
Steel
order.
Slayer and that shit doesn't work.
Here's how you do this,
There it
alright?
is. Hi.
So what you do is inside of the platoon menu, right? So open up the platoon menu, right? There's invite to platoon. Right below like the graphic, right? Where there's the 4 squads. Then you type in the person's name.
We're
Or
here.
the squad lead.
Got it. Okay. That's kind of shitty. I don't
Monkey.
remember having to do that. I know. Ook ook.
So can anyone?
You have to invite them through the invite to platoon name box thing at the bottom.
Yeah, are my comms still
Yeah.
fucked, or can you guys hear me?
Oh, okay, copy that.
Hello?
Who am I handing PL to?
Oh, looks like
Oh, that'd be me, right?
Ooh,
So
sweet.
where are we going to be fighting at? I am over on Helio Solar right now, dealing with an armored column that was originally being.
I don't know. They were working
fueled
earlier
by
today
a
with their
freaking
working
Colossus.
outfit. I don't fucking
I think we got the
Well,
Colossus
okay, right.
well, nobody can hear you.
Yeah.
armor.
Wait, did Ashley join to do the training, or is this the,
Hello?
is this a real platoon?
Hello? Can you hear me?
What a real boy.
Yeah, I can hear. So it's working an outfit.
Oh, wait, so is this...
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you still.
I didn't have my mic set up right. That would probably explain why it hasn't been working for the past half hour.
Hey, Spock, welcome.
Hey, so is this a point hold or breaching and counter breaching? Because I've heard both on the Discord for today.
It is both.
Oh,
It
yeah,
what?
guys, this is training. If you guys don't want to do training, I'm gonna
Huh.
drop some points. Because we need to go there, good sirs.
Oh,
So that's where we're
counter breaching is a big part of point holding. So we bundled it all up.
Alright, Stu, could you say all of that again? Because I
Alright.
couldn't understand.
Gentlemen, we are
Also, a reminder,
taking the fight to the
squad
enemy.
lead's good. Change the description
Charlie,
of your
waypoint
platoon or whatever the fuck
is
to
exactly
just training.
Where in the
People
hell
are
we're going.
Gonna be hopping in, probably
Ignore
confused.
platoon. This is where we're going. We have a Valk spawned in.
Change it to pigs.
ASTI Esf.
Pig 5.
What?
Ooh, Valkyrie.
I was on earlier again,
You want to turn this
trying
into
to
air
do some
squad?
more
It
campaign
doesn't have
stuff
to
and
be an air
jumped into the
squad,
platoon with pigs. Just a couple squads.
Hang on.
Yeah, but
Then Pale came on.
Platoon.
Oh my goodness,
Barely
the next
did.
hour, all he did was complain.
Alright,
And he
speak again.
was very clear to let anyone know that Pigs was the only squad really left playing the game all the time. I just kept my mouth shut.
That's true. Yeah, they are the most active, for sure. They won the first outfit wars. They're
Where are
pretty
we
badass.
taking the Valkyries from?
The
You know who else
Valkyries
took
are
them?
optional.
who
I
else
just
took?
wanted you guys to get over
CIK.
here, and there was already a
CIK.
Valkyrie en route.
But you know, it's funny because he was complaining about nobody following orders, couldn't get an engineer on his max. He's all, it's all these greens. And I'm sitting going, man, hasn't ran with CIK platoon in a while.
Yeah, he needs to join the outfit if he wants to get cohesive.
Anyway,
We'll
invite.
get him one of these days. It's gonna happen. The merge is on the way.
No, it's not with pigs, it's with Pale. Only Pale. He's joining. We're poaching him. Pig, sure that.
it did start happen.
Alright, now that that situation is fixed, gentlemen, we're gonna go relieve our amp
Looks like we're getting
station
started. Yeah.
of any pressure. We're gonna drop
Bro,
our
I
Valk
don't think
Southern.
you could,
I want you
you
guys
like
sitting on point.
appreciate that you couldn't deal with that.
Deal with what?
Tiger.
Alright, head out.
Oh no, dude. I swear to God, if Tiger joins, I would lose my shit. I would lose my shit. Is it hilarious to think about? Yes. Would I be in support of it? No, not at all. I don't want that asshole in the
I
office.
am in the same boat as you, Rowan.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Alright, guys and girls, looks like we're pretty full here. Might as well get started on the training.
Woo!
Oh, you.
No,
Alright.
Yeah, okay, what happened?
So hi guys, welcome to the training. I'm glad you can make it. Today I'm going over slightly more slimmed down basic training, covering the diamond drop, base terminology, tactical callouts, class
Are we gonna do like a whole
the point
valve?
setup, and building, push, and breach.
Oh, GTFO.
We're covering these topics specifically so we can run some drills breaking into and defending a point building as an organised unit with smoke and status grenades. So without further ado, let's get started with the diamond drop. In CRK, the diamond drop takes the form of a mosquito pulled from a close-by air terminal, who then flies to the designated base, drops out on the roof, and places the squad beacon there. It is used for speed, and to avoid the risk of the slow galaxy being shot down by enemy anti-air.
Except that
it has other risks. It's a lot easier to get spread out and picked off when dropping piecemeal via the squad beacon. So
should have done that
trade-off between the galaxy
he was trying to get you to
and
shoot
the,
him, and you weren't.
diamond drop. So when a squad lead calls for a diamond, they need volunteers.
Oh, look at that!
From the squad. Squad leads love people volunteering, so do it as much as you can.
Wrong chat. Or actually, it's the right chat, but I forgot I'm not in a stinking person squad anymore. Sorry.
No, you squad chat freely. We're all ASTI here.
Well, Dead Star and I are sitting in the same room, but he has a headset on and has trouble hearing anything besides the game, so I was just in game chat.
So for everyone who doesn't know what a quick vehicle deploy is, hit N as in Mary to open up your map screen.
Alright, we are at the Haka Southern Post, I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
Purple waypoint.
Hit U to redeploy.
At the purple waypoint. He's also pretty new to planet side, so...
Alright, I promise not to scream at him too much if he's not on point.
So you notice...
Oh, that's a max. There's a max coming to point, guys.
Alright, so you notice on the left-hand side of your screen, there's a spawn as area that has all the classes you can spawn as at a base.
Spotting is not working.
The right side of that little box, there's a little grey circle with a strike through it. When you click a base with a live vehicle terminal, so they can't, I don't think any of them can be hacked or destroyed, with the live vehicle terminals and no enemy population contesting the base, then this button will allow vehicle spawns, depending on the spawners that are at the base. So you notice if you click J9 impact site, you can spawn...
You can also, Justin, turn down platoon chat so that you only hear squad chat loud and clear.
That's what I have it set up right now.
Because the platoon chat was throwing the heck off.
Sorry, the quick vehicle spawn is pretty important.
That's why I said something.
Yeah, I'm the only important leader here.
There is also a way of defeating the cooldown timer on your base spawns. So you notice when you redeploy that there are under your standard and even your squad spawns on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a cooldown as the progress bar advances from left to right across the spawn. If you
get on that point, boys,
you want to go out by clicking it on the map screen, and then if you spam that standard spawn icon, the one for the base that you want on the left side, before it's finished filling out the progress bar, you can still spawn at the base earlier than what the game would usually let you. I'm not sure why they haven't fixed that. But it is there, and it makes getting around the map a lot quicker.
Whoa.
Yeah, especially if you've called a diamond drop.
That's a game changer. 700 hours playing this game is not enough to get it.
Yeah, there are some weird little things. I was, 2 years before I knew you could quick deploy a vehicle at all.
Yeah, literally, but how do you do it?
We got armor all over the place outside.
So I see the, like, some construction.
It's probably from what Justin and I were fighting for the last hour. we had the issue where they had a Colossus that was just eating up all the damage while everybody who spawned in grabbed a tank. And eventually we killed the Colossus, and then we had like a whole platoon of fucking vanguards and shit just right behind.
You guys hold on to that point. I need a beacon down for Charlie. This base is not lost, and I will refuse to allow it. They're coming in from behind where we spawned in, though, so be careful. Watch your six. But I do need a beacon down. I'm watching you guys get picked off one by one. We just need one beacon. That's all we need. Then we can deploy. Or you guys can just do that because you guys are a bunch of badasses. Nice. The shit. Why can't I hear anything? You know, good. Alright.
Equipping my fracture max.
Alright, boys, I want this A point and I want it now. It's mine. They're not allowed to take it. Fantastic fucking work, gentlemen.
coaches. Engineers should be alternate